Alibaba. Go. Let's get started. When I mention the word Alibaba, you might not know really exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But in the next few years, I predict that it will be a name that everyone is familiar with in the business world. Who uses Alibaba? What does Alibaba mean to me? And why is it worth so much? What is Alibaba? Alibaba has grown into the number one biggest online commerce company to date. It currently holds more than 500 million users and is growing rapidly. Their business model is quite extraordinary. They give consumers and businesses a platform to communicate on with one another. It is a website that brings partnerships together through communication and similar interests. Alibaba is based out of China, and a lot of its users' makeup is based from China. But this does not mean that North America doesn't want in on the action. It has proven to be a successful enterprise for businesses to export goods from Canada to China and vice versa. It allows consumers to interact with other consumers, businesses to interact with other consumers, and businesses to interact with other businesses. Who uses Alibaba? It is the world's biggest online commerce. Currently, Alibaba holds over 500 million users, with a big chunk of those users living in China. But since their IPO went public, more and more subscribers are following into Alibaba and are trying to get a piece of the action. For example, there was a company that was in the paper a few weeks back from Nova Scotia. This company was a family-run lobster company. In this article, the owner of the company had been explaining how much Alibaba has helped his sales. Lobster is one of Canada's biggest exports for food, and China is very aware of this. This is why the lobster company had discovered that it was in the best interest to create an account on Alibaba and hope to export some of their lobster. Well, 2 weeks later after signing up, he did just that, selling over 90,000 lobsters in 2 weeks. Now companies all over Canada can be seen signing up to Alibaba and putting their goods up for sale. The interesting thing about Alibaba is that you're not just selling to one consumer or one buyer, but rather selling to a whole company who's based in a different country and who is then selling to consumers in that particular country. The business model is fascinating because it has basically eliminated the middleman from the buying and selling, and has put in contact the buyer to another buyer and have eliminated the company's, the middleman. The business model is fascinating because it has basically eliminated them from buying and selling from one another and just contributing to their own sales. Rather than sell goods at wholesale to a larger company in Canada and buy from that larger company, you can now get in direct contact with that wholesale company from China and purchase directly from their warehouse, opening up the potential for a very profitable relationship. What does Alibaba mean to me? Well, some of you might be saying, well, that's great and all, but I don't have 90 lobsters to sell to China, so why should I care? Well, the fact is that this kind of business model is revolutionary in itself. It allows for consumers to have more selections on goods. It also allows for cheaper products and more competition in sales and pricing for competing companies. It also opens up opportunity for business growth for businesses like the lobster company to expand their sales countries and different market streams. Now, a similar story to this was a company who was exporting maple syrup. Maple syrup was one of their biggest exports, and they were exporting from North America to the United States, and they also started an account with Alibaba, and they have sold over 50% market of their product to China in the past month, just from this website. Why is it worth so much? When their IPO went public, it started at $22, and in 2 weeks, it jumped up to $110. Now, to put that into perspective, if you were to put $50,000 in stock options into Alibaba when it first came out, you could have sold your stock options for $14 million of a $50,000 investment. They hosted 248 billion of online shopping transactions last year in 2013. It's the first of its kind of a company like this to do this kind of model plan, and it's revolutionary in itself. The question that is getting at, let's get shopping. Now, the actual platform of Alibaba is Alibaba.com, and you can go on their site and you can see all different kinds of products and things that you can buy. Now, these products range from foods, from clothing, from electronics to jewelry to electrical equipment, computers, auto parts, you name it. There's something on Alibaba for everybody. And now this is what's very interesting, because if you hold a business, say in Canada, for instance, that you do scrap metal or some sort of jewelry, and you want to expand your company to say North America or maybe the UK, well, you can potentially find buyers for your product on this site. With over 500 million users, like I had said previously, this opens up a huge market for people trying to export their goods to other areas of the world. Now, I advise people to at least take a look at it. Read some of the articles on Use Victoria or usevictoria.com. They have some stuff that they've been exporting. And look at the Globe and Mail and the Times Colonist. There's some very interesting articles out there. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the years to come with this company. And happy shopping. I hope you enjoyed my slide, and I hope you enjoyed my topic on Alibaba. Thank you.